You heard of NME before?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, excellent. That's good. Yeah.
Needs no introduction.
Emma Stone once asked me if it was the enemy, like as in the
like,
enemy.
are you enemy number one?
And I had to convince her for about the first 5 minutes of the interview that I didn't hate it.
And then the interview was done.
Who's looking after your wife and son?
Do you see?
My dad is coming home.
Bringing vengeance. Bringing it all.
Hi, I'm Alex Menemy, and today I'm joined by two legendary, maybe mythical, even godlike, you know where I'm going with this, from Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, it's Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Great.
I feel like you were just describing two other people, but I'm just going to lean in. Thank you for that.
Lean into it, yeah.
You had me at godlike. Yeah.
Yeah, this morning you looked in the mirror and you just said, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a godlike reflection.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say there are sirens in The Odyssey. We only hear the score when Odysseus hears the siren song, and I'm desperate to know what you were imagining that song sounded like when you were acting, because you must have had something to sort of get your performance going.
Yeah. Well, Chris wrote a beautiful, there's that scene that I have with Himesh just after that where I describe what I heard. So I was thinking about that and everything that he says to Eurylochus and you know, what he heard, and thinking about things in my own life. I mean, it's very much about getting to my age, really, and the regrets and I mean, it's just such a beautifully written. So that's really what I was thinking about in that scene.
I was hoping that you were going to say something like "Never going to give you up."
That would have been a better answer.
Lunch.
Yeah. Morgan Freeman once told me that. I had lunch with Morgan Freeman and asked him about a certain scene that I always wondered, and he said, "I don't know, son. I was probably thinking about lunch."
But there are going to be memes of that moment, though. You know, that they're going to set to different songs. Anyone who doesn't like a band is going to.
I actually hadn't thought of that. That's right.
And it's going to be all
right.
over the place.
So it'll be
Are you going to kick it off? Do you have a meme ready to go? Do you have a song in mind?
Well, now I feel like I should do, but I said never going to give you up. So maybe I'll rickroll.
Never going to give you up is a good one. Something like Creed, you know,
which famously you performed in Happy Feet 2, I think. Never going to give you up. You sang
That's
that?
right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, that was my one brush with George Miller, which was a great honor to work with George Miller.
So, as you've already proved, you know that NME is a music magazine.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you both have pretty incredible concert histories. I've sort of been doing some research, and I thought we could go through them and sort of like just get some of your memories from those gigs.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with you, Anne.
Mm-hmm.
Your first gig was incredibly Alanis Morissette, supported by Radiohead.
Yes.
No, stop.
Yeah, that was my first concert.
Oh my God.
I mean, amazing.
It was. What was amazing was the Radiohead vibe. I mean, I was very, very young, and I was with a group of friends, and our seats were like way up and very far away from the stage. But Radiohead was, and who I've seen so many times since then, was so amazing. And the thing that was so fun was because I guess they hadn't totally broken through yet, but then Creep came on. And it was like that song that everybody knew. And so we were all singing along back at them. And then Alanis came on stage, and I'll never forget her entrance. She just ran out from the side and just burst into the center of the stage. And we must have been tens of thousands of people at the Meadowlands, but we were all just with her. And her presence just filled up the entire place in this really cool way. And she was wearing boots that I wanted.
I think that's the Jagged Little Pill tour, is it as well?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
It was so
I saw
cool.
Radiohead at Roseland in New York in, I think, 2000, I want to say. It's still one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It was a smaller venue, probably 2,500, 3,000 people, and it was...
That's a good way to see it.
Awesome.
And I've also got David Bowie.
Oh, no.
Yes, I did, just briefly, because Iman, actually it was a really sweet story because it was like my first time hanging out with Valentino, who then went on to become one of the dearest friends of my life. And he invited me to go to Iman's Black Ball. And she, that year, had asked David Bowie to perform, and he didn't want to, but she was like, "You're doing it." So he got up and performed, so I got to see David Bowie perform
Like a dutiful husband.
Exactly. Just did it because he loved his wife.
The only person who could make him do anything.
Probably.
Matt, you've got a pretty complete gig history as well. You went to see Oasis live 25, I think?
I did, yeah.
Yeah? How was that?
Fantastic, yeah. I saw him in New York. I also saw him in Australia.
You went to Australia to see them?
I did, yes.
You went to Australia to see them,
I
happened to be
in Australia And I happened to know that it was when they were going to be there.
Happened to be in Australia. How was that? That must have been amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, amazing.
Have you been a fan for a long time?
Of course, yeah. Since they and I never in the '90s when they blew up was kind of when I was working. But I was very focused on my career, and it was really kind of blowing up too. And so I never got a chance to, and I always thought I'd be able to. And then they stopped performing. So when they reunited, like millions of other people, I went and got tickets right away.
On here, I've also got that you took your daughter to her first concert, Prince.
That was my wife and I were like, we've ruined her because we actually had it was at the O2 and the way he did that show was he did it in the round. And he just had 2 backup dancers, and he played. And it was, again, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
Wow.
But we were right up next to the stage. And I just looked at Lucy and was like, some poor guy's going to show up someday with concert tickets. And she's going to be like, wait, when do we get to reach up and touch Prince's feet?
She's like, oh, cute.
Yeah, that was an incredible night.
If you could only pick one album that you always go back to, time and time again, what would it be and why?
Well, I'm a huge U2 fan, even picking one of their albums would be tough, but I'd probably go back to my youth and take the Joshua Tree.
Tell me a bit more about your relationship with that album. When did you first do it?
Just, I was probably, probably 17 when it came out, 16, 17 years old, and so it feels like part of a soundtrack of my life, because of that time and leaving and going to college, and you know what I mean, and being liberated in a way, and kind of entering the world, and so yeah.
Great pick.
And I mean, great for like the opening song, just Streets, where it's like kind of epic.
My kids just discovered that song.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
so how it is when your kids love a song, you get to rediscover it.
Yeah.
And so whenever they request it, I'm so happy. Oh, I have so many going through my head right now. I'm tempted to say, the smart choice is Queen Greatest Hits.
I mean, yeah.
Because then you're covered. But I'm going to go with, it's an album that's also a movie soundtrack, and it's Selma Songs by Björk, which is the soundtrack to Dancer in the Dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the whole album, but the first and the last songs, it opens with Overture, and then the last one is New World. That musical journey is one of my favorites I've ever found, so I think that I would probably keep that one close.
What fabulous picks. The Enemy readers are going to love both of those, so well done. But it's been a pleasure to chat to you. Absolutely.
Lovely
Thank
to
you,
chat.
appreciate it.
You're a man who needs to control his fate. But you cannot control this.
That world is gone.
No one could stand between me and home. Not even the gods.
Keep us free!